If you have ever thought about buying property in Tulum, there is one question that matters now more than ever. After the 2025 crash, is anything actually selling in this market, or is it basically dead? My name is Marc Pont and I have been working in real estate in Tulum for the last 8 years. In this video, I'm going to show you what's actually selling in Tulum, what price ranges in the market is moving in, and where the best opportunities are starting to show up in this correction. And stay until the end because I'm going to show you one real case that says more than anything else about how far some prices in Tulum have actually calmed down. About a year ago, that was the image of Tulum that started going viral. A quieter Tulum with less movement, fewer tourists, and a very clear sense that things were cooling off. And that didn't just affect tourism, it hit the real estate market too. Demand cooled down, inventory started piling up, and prices began to come under pressure. Back in October 2025, I made a video breaking down with hard data why Tulum had reached that point. So if you want the full background, I will leave the video right here. But in this video, we are not going to stay stuck on how it started. What matters now is understanding what the correction has actually created. Because when a market like Tulum cools down, it's not just transaction that's slow. The expected return starts to disappear too. For years, a huge amount of product was built almost entirely around the vacation rental model. And when too many properties are competing for the same guests, rates start to drop. Rates go down, returns go down, and a lot of investors who just bought based on the numbers start looking for a way out. And that's when the next wave hits. More sellers, more competition, and more pressure on prices. And that's exactly where opportunities start to show up. Opportunities that simply didn't exist a few years ago, with discounts of 30% and in some cases even 50% compared to where the market used to be. Properties that would you cost more to build today from scratch, and when you combine that with a seller who is motivated to get out, that's when the best opportunities in the market start to appear. And here is the most important part, not just any properties selling in Tulum today. The ones that are selling are the ones buyers clearly see as being below value. Let me show you 3 real examples. 3 real properties with real numbers so you can see what's moving, at what price, and why this kind of product is still finding buyers today. Let's start with the first one, and one of the most aggressive deals I've seen in Tulum in a long time. This property had been sitting on the market for more than 2 years. It originally came out at $850,000, and just a few days ago, it finally closed at $435,000. I was the listing agent on this one, and it made the current market dynamic incredibly clear. While the price didn't make sense, nothing happened. But the moment the owner got serious about selling, offers started coming in. We received as many as 5 offers at the same time. We are talking about more than 5,000 square feet in total, and at that price, it will be extremely hard to replicate today. And that's the key. Properties do sell in Tulum, but only when prices stop being aspirational and starts becoming a real opportunity. By the way, if you like this kind of content, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel because this is just the first of many. Let's move to the second example, another penthouse with private rooftop which had also been sitting on the market for more than 2 years. It originally came out at $450,000 and ended up closing at $285,000. It's a property with over 3,500 square feet of indoor and outdoor space. And with current construction costs in 2026, it's very hard to replicate something like this in Tulum at this price. That is exactly the kind of product that is still finding buyers in today's market. And now let's get to the last example, and probably the most aggressive one of all of them. This property hasn't officially sold yet. It's reserved, but it's very likely to close. Back in 2023, they were asking $1.7 million. Today, it's reserved at $599,000. That's crazy. That's more than 60% below what the owners had in mind just 3 years ago, in an area where other properties are still trading around $1 million. Here we are talking about a 4-bedroom house with 2 private pools designed by a well-known architect. So what's the key? The owners simply wanted to sell. And when that kind of motivation meets a strong asset, that's when some of the biggest opportunities in this market start to show up. And if there is one thing this video proves is this, the Tulum market didn't disappear. What disappeared were the buyers willing to pay just any price. The market is still moving, but only when the price makes sense, when there is real urgency, and when the value is obvious. That's a real shift, and that's also where the best opportunities of this cycle are starting to emerge. So if you're looking seriously at Tulum as a buyer, this can be a very interesting window, but only if you know how to spot the real opportunities. And if you want me to show you properties that are still active today with discounts similar to the ones you saw in this video, send me a message and I will show you the best ones available right now. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Adios!